Alright, we're back. I made a police station with a whole bunch of jail cells. It looks like, opening the crime map, there is some serious amount of crime going on. I think maybe my decision to blow up the school and not rebuild it might be to blame here. I've never really tried a city with no education, and I'm not impressed so far with the results.
No, it's 253.
How come I can't make a new jail cell? So this jail is full. I'm gonna blow it up and let all the prisoners escape, because that way we can have even more prisoners. Yay for prisoners! Woo! Oh man, I moved it over and then it turns out that I didn't need to. Alright. Criminals everywhere. There's so much traffic that the police can't fight the crime. And I think we need to resolve this traffic, man. But I don't think, Alright, it's just commuters. I mean, we designed the city with no residents over here. So there have to be commuters in order to populate this stuff. I think if I didn't have all the commercial zones in here, then it wouldn't be such a big deal. Maybe what I should be doing is pairing the commercial and residential zones in a 1-to-1 ratio in some sort of non-inner city way, so that the hotels can be mixed in with the residential, and yet still quite close to the gambling. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Basically what I'm saying is I should de-zone all of this commercial, because it's not turning into hotels like I wanted it to anyway. So it's just a total disaster, this commercial. So we do want commercial on the gambling side of things, but we want to do it in a different way. We want it to be paired with residential one to one, you know? Major luck. Okay, so the primary purpose of these commercial zones was to trap our tourists, to keep them out of the inner city. And they did that quite well, I would say. But the problem is now that we have too many people commuting over here to work at the commercial zones. So, like, all of our casinos and gambling centers combined only have a very limited number of workers. Let's actually check in a second. So, total number of workers for this entire portion of the city is like 3 plus 7 plus 5. So it's like, you know, maybe 30 or 40. So the real draw for commuters coming from this city to this city was the commercial zone. So now that we got rid of them, we should theoretically get a lot more tourists in the inner city, which is going to be bad, but a lot fewer commuters coming over here, and definitely a lot fewer shoppers coming over here. Which is good. Which is good. So now we need to generate ourselves a state-funded hotel that doesn't require a certain number of shoppers to exist. And you can do that over in the gambling HQ town. Let's put this over there. And then Sci-Fi Casino. This is 250 medium wealth, and this is 200 medium wealth. I think it's sleek casinos that have what we want. We'll see anyway. So what we want is tons of rooms. 120 low wealth rooms. 120 more low wealth rooms. 120 more low wealth rooms. This takes up way too much space, though. For the number of rooms, this is only going to be 240 rooms, and it takes up a huge amount of space. If we just supplied rooms from the If we just made gambling centers, it would be a lot more space efficient. Anyway, we'll give it a shot. Give it a shot. Fast forward. Upgrade. Upgrade again. And what do we need? Gambling HQ sign? Don't want that. Entertainment division allows us to put in disco clubs. I think that's good. Gaming division. Roulette house? That sounds like what we want, maybe. Lodging. Allows us to have classy and penthouse rooms and tower rooms. I think what we want is tower rooms. But let's start with something else. Let's do this. I don't know if I've ever done that. So that means now we can do this. Craps parlor. This adds medium wealth capacity. Maybe we should not have the police station. No, I can't get rid of the police station. Police are important, man. I know, we'll put a road here. Nope. Well, can always just blow up one of the low wealth and replace it with a higher wealth, medium wealth. Alright, so let's see how this goes. First, we're gonna get workers in from this city, which is gonna take forever because our traffic problems, though they've been theoretically resolved in 2 days, are not resolved as of this very second. I think we can start soaking up some of this money. I think does Big Ben soak up money? Yeah, he soaks up some money. He can have 375 tourists of any wealth type. He's just gonna, yeah, he's just a tourist trap that makes us 4,500K an hour. It's a huge amount of money. Big Ben for the win. And similarly, I think maybe the Eiffel Tower does the same thing. Yep, same number, same everything. It's like exactly the same thing except it's bigger. Which is bad, but whatever. So it's like the same thing but worse. Eiffel Tower is Big Ben but worse. French instead of British. And then Empire State's Building might be the same thing but American. I think there's just 3 of the same thing. We need money. We're getting huge amounts of money, $1 million a day from this. And it looks like the commuter traffic is starting to die down a little. I still think that we don't have enough hotels to trap our tourists. So they're all going to the inner city. We finally have some high wealth tourists coming in. That's kind of cool. Our casino is very ridiculously profitable. We've got 320 medium wealth, 330 low wealth, even 36 high wealth. And it's full on lodgers, 240 lodgers. Making 10K a day minus 10K an hour minus 3K to run it. Need some more money so we can Empire State Building it up. Come on, give me your money. Give me all your money. Give me all your money. I need it. Need your money. So I don't know. I guess with 4 of those medium wealth gambling places, gambling house is reasonably large, and it soaks up 270 tourists theoretically, but in practice only 170. So this much space is 170, and this much space, which I would say is about twice as much space, is 750. So I think it actually is more space. No, because there's these things across the street too. So let's use our fingers to measure things. It's about the same width and about 3 times the depth. So it's about 3 times as big, and it holds 4 times the tourists. Although theoretically it only holds double the tourists. But it's because this gambling centers have no low wealth tourists in them. It actually does okay. But a gambling center hotel is very small, very teeny tiny. Let's make some of those after I make Empire State's Building. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna make some hotel gambling centers. Maybe a sci-fi casino, just because we don't have one yet, so why not make one? Alright, Rocket Room. What does this do? Low wealth tourists, or low wealth hotel. It seems, again, really big. Disco Club, that does nothing. Useless. So yeah, this whole casino is kind of useless. Holds 400 tourists, is about double the size of a place that holds 300 tourists. So it's just sci-fi casino is completely useless. We'll leave it because it's nice to have one of each thing, but it's not very useful. And we can make an elegant casino too, because we're rich, so why not? But again, I think that this is also going to be quite useless. I think what we really want is gambling center motels, right? With a cheap room and then 2 big rooms and then a medium, a blackjack table. Like, this is teeny tiny amount of space, and it's super like efficient as far as space to hotel provided, right? Because we got, I mean, this building is like probably 4 or 5 times as big, and it only holds 240 lodgers, whereas this one is 180, and it's, you know, so you can make 4 of these, and it'd just be awesome. It'd be awesome, okay? That's my thought. That's my thought as in regards to gambling centers versus casinos. We got to save up some money, but we're waiting a little while, so let's look around and diagnose traffic issues. So we still got a lot of traffic issues. Traffic issues. Our Empire State's Building seems to be sucking. What does it do? It has no tourists, not enough workers, so we just gotta wait a little while. People commuting in to work here are still not taking the buses. I'm not seeing any really reasonable. Like, that guy just picked somebody up and then dropped him off at the exact same stop where he picked him up. It doesn't make any sense. So let's see. Do we have too many jobs? Yeah, I think we have too many jobs. Let's try, it's possible. Okay. So this is my thinking. The purpose of these industrial zones, right, is to give a good supply of jobs to this inner city that doesn't require them to use the same road as working at a casino, right? So casinos work just as well with 4 workers as they do with 100 workers. So the fewer workers we can get traveling to the casinos, the less traffic there's going to be along this road, and the better we're gonna do in that regard. I really feel like streetcars are useless. So the industrial zones are serving that purpose quite well. They've got, you know, hundreds and hundreds of workers all going over here instead of going over there. But if I blew them up, then we get more people wanting to go work over here, and that would be bad for the traffic of the road going there. But it might be good because then people wouldn't take the stupid bus over to the factory. Like, what we really want is for some of these buses to go over here. Get a lot of people waiting in bus stops, and they get picked up, and then they just get dropped off, like right next to where they got picked up. So I think this whole bus stop concept was silly. It doesn't seem to be helping. But maybe it is helping. I mean, anyone who's waiting at a bus stop isn't on the road. And so what if they get fired and don't end up where they're supposed to go? At least they're not on the road. That's good. It's questionable, man. Alright, bus folk. Let's check the mass transit bus menu to see Average wait time of 60 minutes. You have 12 hours to get to work, right? So if the average wait time is 60 minutes at each stop, and there's 3 stops between you and work, then you are successfully getting to work. But watching what's actually happening with these buses, I find it hard to believe that anyone is getting... like, this road has no buses on it. Like, you would want to see this big line of cars. You'd want to see a bunch of buses sprinkled in, like this one. Lots of buses sprinkled in this line. And there's only 0, now 1. So it doesn't seem to be reducing the traffic there. As far as streetcars go... similar concept. The whole purpose of these streetcars was to try to alleviate traffic along this main route, and they don't seem to be doing that at all. I mean, they are going back and forth between here and there, but they're only getting 3,000 people, and it seems like the people that they do get, no one's waiting there, no one's waiting there. Yeah. So I think rather than mass transit as an attempted solution to this excessive traffic right here, should be looking into just creating multiple routes. I was watching the Frasier on Netflix, and he was showing his son the radio studio, and he was like, "This is the sneeze button. You push this button when you have to sneeze." I need a sneeze button, you guys. Alright, so we got a lot of tourist traffic leaving the city, which is fine. A lot of internal tourist traffic, which is totally fine. I'm okay with all of that. The big problem is this road going into here. Maybe it shouldn't be... yeah, I shouldn't be connecting this to... okay. I want the inner city to be closer to this city than it is to the exit. That's what I want. So what's happening is if you want to leave the city, you have to go past this left turn that is massively backed up, right? So you're never going to make it. So we want the exit to be different than the connection. So one way to do that would be to make this a T, where the T goes into the inner city. So then, if you're going to the inner city, it'd be faster to take the T, but it wouldn't necessarily. Like, for example, if you want to get from right here to right here, right? Then going like this would be the same speed as going like this. So the new traffic gearing based on density will take care of that problem for us, so we don't need to worry about it. Because the traffic density of this road is so severe that people will take the other road no matter what. So let's do it. Let's do it to it, man. Alright, so we want these people to get anywhere in this inner city and to be able to get jobs. There's going to be a lot of them, so connecting them to a non-avenue might be a little silly. So we don't want to connect them right here because this is the most heavily trafficked portion. People who get off the train walk, so that's the least heavily trafficked portion over there. So I think that this should be fine. Alright, and we might as well create a streetcar stop here just for funsies and see if that helps at all. Might not, but I don't know. I feel like our streetcars are not doing anything useful at all. So anything to attempt to alleviate that. It does look like a lot of tourists are hopping on this streetcar thing that we just planted. And where are they trying to get to? So yeah, now the workers are going this way. and the people who are leaving the city are going this way. So now we've got a big pile up from tourists coming from the region because I think our bus terminals are just full. Currently waiting 0, so that would suggest that I'm wrong about the fullness of them. Let's watch some of these tourists come in from the region. So this guy, where's he going? Okay, he wanted to go there. Simon, are you being nice and friendly with Abby? Abby, is Simon being good? Don't tell me what he was doing. Is he being good, and what would you like him to do better? He was being bad? What was he doing that's bad? He was punching, and you don't want him to play the punching game. Alright, say, Simon, I don't like that game. If you play it again, I'm going to tell your dad. Good job, Abby. So this is single file city exit problem. I can fix that by putting a little road here. That'll fix that. Cars leaving the city at all is kind of silly, right? Because what you'll see, it's hard to see on such a large scale, but what you'll usually see is like a car coming from a casino and driving to the nearest municipal bus station and then hopping a bus out of the city. You can see a lot of walkers getting in and going out of this building. I want to see some cars going in, right? I believe cars can go in. People coming from the region all the time. Show me somebody driving a car to the municipal bus station. Okay. I thought I just saw it. Maybe not. What's going on? These are buses going in? So if you're in a taxi that you got at a gambling center, and your goal is to leave the city, and you drive past this municipal bus station, are you going to get out of your taxi and take a bus out of the city? That's what I thought would happen. So these are leaving the city. I must have seen everything. Came from the gambling house. I want this guy to stop at my municipal bus station and use it to leave the city instead of driving out of the city. Nope. So they're all driving out of the city. This is too close to the highway entrance. Yes, my friend. Put it here. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Okay. I want them all to leave via train or bus. I don't want them to get in cars in the first place. Why are they getting in cars is the real question. I think maybe I need another municipal bus station here. I want to see where they're originating these cars. Because, like, for example, this road and this road and this road is not generating any cars. It seems to be just this road right here that generates cars. It seems like they're all U-turning. They are all U-turning. Is this an avenue? No, it's a road. So why are people going on this road and then U-turning? And why is this road in general generating cars, taxis? Where are all these taxis coming from? Lots of people walking is good. Who's getting in cars and why? What's going on here? This is weird. What's going on here? It's look like this car didn't come from anywhere. So it actually came from this casino, and he's leaving the city, and he's getting in a car. Let's make another municipal bus station and see if that helps. Or even a streetcar? No, that won't work. Alright, stop using cars to leave my city. I don't like you. Car city leaver people. Just go get in the bus station. It's fine. Look at this. When they want to leave the city, So he appears right here, then he drives around here and turns left. He goes up to the end of this road, and then he U-turns. He comes back. Actually, what's this guy doing? What is going on? Wow. And that's just because the traffic density on this very short hub is like 100%. So he says, well, I can't use this hub. How else can I get out of the city? Oh, well, this direction you can get out of the city eventually. So he goes in this direction. When he gets to this U-turn point, if the traffic here is alleviated, then he turns back and goes over to this. And it might seem ridiculous, and it is kind of ridiculous, honestly, but it doesn't. It actually has a positive effect on the traffic flow. To have people using different roads. Like, it gets people out of the casino and onto a road, even if that road is kind of in a weird place. And people do end up leaving the city faster that way. Especially leaving the building faster that way. So anyway, let's see if this starts to alleviate things. Yeah, we got walkers. They're walking across the street, so that's good. See where some of these guys came from. I came from the sci-fi. So he came from sci-fi, he came from sleek, he came from sleek, he came from bus, gambling house, desperate center, sci-fi, medical, gambling center. Okay. So it seems like this sleek casino needs to be closer to a bus station. It's very profitable, but I don't like it. I'm going to blow it up. Too profitable for my town. You get out. So let's rebuild it over here. And put a bus station across from it. People need to get out via bus, yo. They need to use buses. So that goes there, and then we get ourselves a sleek casino. And we want to have poker parlor. And this thing. And more of these. And then we would like some rooms. It doesn't seem like it's possible to have more than 3 rooms. Right, so you can make 3 rooms. Poker parlor. Medium wealth-ish. It's funny that if you build the room first, you can still squeeze it in. That's funny. But I was kind of expecting it, so it was funny long ago, but it's not funny today. It's normal. It's just normal, guys. Alright. I think we can keep on adding casinos now. I think our traffic's pretty much taken care of. So we are going to want to wait a couple more days to see if this particularly is it particularly or particularly? Particulate matter is a particles, breaking it down into particles. Particularly. Anyway. Walking across the street to the bus. That's perfect. That's just what we wanted. People had a great vacation heading home, and yet they don't show up as tourists. I guess once they've spent all their money, they become non-tourists. They just become people leaving the city. So he came from the Sci-Fi Casino, which is this one, and he's leaving by car. So this is still generating a lot of cars, even though there's a bus station right across the street. It is sending people walking to the bus station. Like, there you go, they just walked over. It seems like a bunch of people just entered the bus station, so it actually has a lot of people waiting at it. Like, look at this. The number of actual people waiting is 460, 500, 500. So these can only hold 500 people. So how many people does a casino have? It can hold 900, and this one can hold 400. So having one bus station for this one casino should be enough, because it's 400 and 500. But this one's going to need 2 bus stations, I think. Let's give it another bus station. You can have another bus station, bro. It's fine. It's fine with me. I don't like streetcars. They haven't pulled their weight. Not there. There. There we go. You get 2 bus stations. Okay. And need to replace my streetcars or delete the streetcar-liness. I feel like streetcars weren't paying for themselves, but now they have more than 7 times, like probably 6 times as many people on them. So maybe it started to pay for itself. Well, there's no harm in rebuilding it. I got plenty of free space, so we'll just streetcar it up. And yes, I know the trick that if you delete the streetcar depot and the streetcars are still out there, they'll keep delivering passengers forever, so you can save the money on that. But I don't care about money. Look how much money I got, man. $1 million, $1 million a day from gambling. It's pretty cool. So we don't want to add any new casinos until we're sure that this traffic has been taken care of. I feel like the bus stations I added should be getting rid of this traffic soon, but I want to watch it to make sure that it actually goes away before I do anything.